Cheers. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for showing up. This is a general or collective reading from Tattletales, from Tales from the Vector. So just keep in mind that it may or may not be resonating with you, some parts, all parts. And I just wanted to say a big thank you for your likes, your comments, subscribes. It's empowering me to build my channel. I've already shuffled and cut the cards, but I just wanted to give it a quick shuffle cut. And before we start, this is the underlying energy of this reading. So the underlying energy is the Knight of Cups. So there's a message coming in, and this could be a romantic message. There's been a lot of, in my readings lately, there's been a lot of romance, or it could be a message regarding something you love to do or love to be. So this is the classic knight in shining armor. He's dressed to the nines and ready to make an offering. So sometimes the Knight of Cups represents someone that has wants to maybe ask you out on a first date, or a marriage proposal. This also in a line of business that you really love and you wanted to get into could be a contract or an interview, an opportunity to have an interview to work for the company, anything like that. So it just depends on your situation. Traditionally, the cups do mean romance. So, one thing I'm noticing is that with the Knight of Cups, you can see he's not in a hurry. He's just making progress towards this. So this isn't something that he made in a snap decision. This is something he's been thinking about for a while, and now he's on his way. And that's really funny. Okay, I'm just checking to make sure that this is lined up correctly so that the whole reading can be seen. So now, he wasn't in a hurry, but now we've got the Knight of Swords rushing in. So you can see the difference between these two. The Knight of Swords, the clouds are all jagged in the background, and he's got his sword out, and he's, rushing as fast as he can. And his horse is totally stressed out. And it feels like he's in such a hurry and he's going against the wind. And so he feels like he's a little bit behind. These are archetypes. So this knight could be the same person that wasn't in a rush, but now they are. It's just kind of funny how I just said that. So this is an interesting start to the reading. So this is communication about love. And the Knight of Swords brings in communication about something that is like on a more, he's carrying the double-edged sword. So it's about using the mind, mental intelligence, that kind of energy. So this feels like it's a more personal message. And this one feels like it's more like, in the old days, the knights would come in person always, of course. But now, these days, it could be a text. It could be a post you see on social media. It could be a phone call, anything like that. And the Knight of Swords can also be someone that shows up and knocks on your door in person. But generally, this is more, not so much about love and what you love, but more about how to do it, like what's behind it, the information. It's information regarding what this is about, I'm getting. And look at that, we have the Ace of Cups following that. So in some ways, this does feel like for some of you, this is the same knight. And he wasn't in a hurry, but he is now, to give a cup of love. And this is a gift from the universe. This is a gift from God. And you notice that the cup is overflowing and it's falling into this water, and there's lilies on the top. So what this card is saying is, lilies, when they grow, they grow from the mud at the bottom of the water, and from the mud, from the information being scrambled, I'm getting, comes these beautiful flowers. So once the plants mature. And this is also, you notice that the water is like flowing and flowing. There's no end to it. So, and there's a dove, a peace dove on top. So this is really a sign that I really feel like this is saying that they weren't in a hurry, but they are now. And they do, this is that cup. Also, I just want to say with the Ace of Cups, it's a gift from God, but it's also saying you are the gift from God. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Isn't this interesting? We have 3 knights. Yeah. So the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest of all of the... Interesting. He's the slowest of all the knights. So here we have the cup of love. Then we have someone who wasn't in a hurry, in a major hurry, offers the cup, and now is waiting. You notice the horse is at a total standstill. So this knight is now surveying the territory and wondering, are they going to accept my offer? And having to wait now. They're waiting to see what the answer to the message is. And I just want to also acknowledge that the knights in the old days, they were all male, but this could be a female in their masculine energy as well. All right, now we have action happening. So the offer has been made. They weren't in a hurry to give this offer. Now they rushed in with it, and they're waiting to be able to see whether or not this action is going to take place. So the 8 of Wands represents something that's been launched, and these wands are about to land, or they were just launched and they are going to take some time before they land. But I'm getting that the answer is coming in. It's going to come in due time. I'm getting in divine timing because we're going in this direction. I'm building a pyramid, and this is the bottom stones of the pyramid. This is what you need to be able to accomplish whatever this message coming in, whatever this energy is about. Wow. Then we have the Ace of Swords. Really? Okay, this is really funny. So the Ace of Swords is also a gift from the universe, from God. And this is a peace offering, because there's the olive branch and then there's the palm frond at the top. And this is a message of peace. And so this could be, because the knights work for the king and for royalty, this could be a peace offering. So if it was something like to do, because the cups, this reading is sort of sitting on, it could be half and half right now, because there's so much energy coming in from 3 different knights. And this is saying, like, this is definitely about love or something you love. And it's a gift of like a special person coming into your life. That's what that is. And this one is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help you God. The truth is coming in now that this has landed. So perhaps there was some miscommunication. And at this time that I'm doing this reading, we have Mercury in retrograde. It just went into retrograde, which means that from the viewpoint of the Earth, it appears to be going backwards. And quite often this will cause communication issues. My website had major issues like the day of the retrograde. And that's why I wasn't that worried about it, because they're fixing it, right? So it's kind of like, you can be kind of concerned about the miscommunication, but sometimes the miscommunication that comes in from the Mercury retrograde is exactly what you needed to hear, like, so that you don't waste your time, you don't waste your money, you don't waste your energy, and you can make a strong choice. Because if there's anything iffy about any deal or any person that comes into your life, and they come in right when Mercury goes retrograde like this, then they're showing their face right away, and so you don't have to waste your time. Yeah, see, and speaking of time, like, so the hermit goes up to the top of the mountain to confer with God. And once the hermit receives the enlightenment that he needs to be able to move forward in a strong way, then he comes down from the mountain and he implements whatever it is that he has been, wants to work on. So this is still kind of like, it's hard to say exactly what this is about, but it definitely feels like a message came in because he wasn't in a hurry. Now he is. As soon as he delivers this message, then the cup is overflowing. Then the knight comes in. And I feel this is the other side. This is the person giving the message, and this is the person receiving the message and making a decision about it. And they've launched their wands for the truth. And so they will land when they land here in divine timing. And this is because the energy here has contemplated this. Like, this isn't, this offer, before this offer was made, there was a lot of thought put into it. Once the offer was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, bang, then they were in a rush. That's starting to make sense now. And then look at this. Because of that, we have the Nine of Pentacles. And Nikola Tesla is famous for saying, you know, talking about the beauty of the 369. And basically that is a ratio. And this card sort of implements it. 3 of her pentacles are in this bush over here. And she's let them go. She's released them to benefit others, go to others other than herself. And then she's got her hand on these 6. So they add up to 9. And this ratio allows her to be able to stay in the, the ability to be able to keep producing for herself so that she is able to give some of that energy, some of that money. Money is a form of energy. Pentacles do represent coin, but they represent a lot of other material and immaterial, actually, health, wealth, happiness, that kind of energy. And I'm getting that because the falcon is back on her hand. She has received this message. She's made it landed. She got the message, and we'll see now what happens. Did she, and it's interesting because her thinking about this message now is about pentacles. So let's see what happens next. The next row here will be about the obstacles that you face to be able to bring this in, and you know what you need to do. Well, there we have it. So it feels like this person that received the message is now going to take action. And interestingly, there's 8 wands here, and this person has the 7th wand, like they're holding it in across their heart, and they're protecting the other 6 wands here. So 6 of the wands have landed. They've got a hold of the 7th wand. The 8th wand has not landed yet. That's what I'm getting from this. And you notice that there's 2 different shoes on the feet. There's a boot and there's a shoe. And this is this energy is like this person was in a rush from this message being rushed in and didn't even have time to look and see that they were putting on different shoes to be able to protect these 6 wands that came in, grab the 7th, and now they're waiting for the 8th. And this card represents conviction beyond a doubt, when you know what you know and you're going to defend it. This is really interesting because whatever the message was that came in, the person that received it is now defending their position regarding this. We'll keep going here. And look at that. Now we have the wounded warrior. The 8th wand has come in. So now there's 9 wands, and these wands are all about action. And the wounded warrior has now received this message, and they have received all 8 wands, and now there's a 9th wand. This is showing that, okay, now that these have landed, and this information is, you know, that this information has brought some pentacles in clearly, then this wand is now representing, okay, what action are we going to take from here? Really interesting. Like, so the wands also represent ancestors, like they represent a tree. And so a tree has deep roots, and that represents ancestors. And the shoots coming off represent descendants. So this could be something that either benefit, because there's these cups, like these offerings of aces from the universe. This is talking about, with all these pentacles, like generational wealth, like a legacy, that kind of energy. And that's what, when the Knight of Pentacles comes in with this coin, with this pentacle, it represents like a solid offer that is legacy for generational wealth. Very interesting. So somebody got a message and then sent it to someone, like, oh, this could have been something this person has been waiting for a while. This, I'm getting, it could be like a court ruling. It could be an inheritance, a will. You got the job, like if you applied for a job, you have the job now. And there was a lot of competition for this position. Something like that. And because we have the cup, it also could be a marriage proposal that to someone that clearly has got a lot of pentacles, or someone that wants to marry someone that has a lot of pentacles. And look at there's a lot of competition. A lot of people want this. And this is sitting right here on the launching of these. Like, as soon as this information became known, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, the competition started in. And this is my Mean Girls card. This is like narcissistic cheerleaders. They'll do anything to win. And if they don't succeed, their mothers will. Oh, Lordy. There's a lot of, with all these wands. You know, we started off with cups and pentacles and God and, like, you know, 3 messages, and then bang, action, 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 right? So this is sitting on these, whatever was launched here. There's a lot of competition for it, but the Queen of Wands has the wand. There we have it. So the Queen of Wands is born to shine. She's, in the minor arcana, she is the one that sort of dances to her own tune, very intuitive. She likes to use her logic and her intuition to make decisions. She's aware of all of this, but she's not concerned about it. She's got the sunflower in her hand, and, you know, God came in and gave her these cups, so she's like, follows God, because that's the sunflowers. They follow the light, they follow the sun. And she's got her cat. And this is a black cat, so a lot of people wouldn't want a black cat, but she doesn't care because she doesn't believe in superstition. She doesn't really believe in a lot of things. What she does is she tests it. Is this, you know, she asks a logical question, and then she goes to her heart and she gets the answer. So this queen she has a sunny disposition even in hard times, because she doesn't really compete with other people. She doesn't even notice the competition a lot of the time. She's just very centered on creative solutions to problems and not getting involved in the, you know, the back action, I'll call it. The back action, does that make sense? And that's the sun, see? She's following the sun. The happiness. And when cups come in like this, and we have it coming in slow like this, quite often that means destiny. It's something that is destined to happen, and she knows this. Like, no one can take from her what God is giving her. They can slow it down, but God works in mysterious ways, and there's reasons why it was slowed down. Perhaps she needed to learn a few lessons from we've got the wounded warrior here, and we've got a lot of competition and having to stand for your, stand in your conviction. So, and we have a baby on the pony here carrying this heavy banner, like this news coming in. But the baby's holding it with ease. And look at all the sunflowers in the background there against the wall. So the sun, God has her back, is what this is saying. And you notice that veil and this banner are very similar. Yeah, this card represents a never-ending nightmare. And look how it's right on the swords here. And now the cup comes in, with the sun here. So I feel like this, whatever this was, what was very stressful for this person, well, it's not necessarily this person, but this energy, it was very stressful, and like it felt like a never-ending nightmare. And this is saying, okay, the nightmare, basically this pyramid, this line here is what are the obstacles, and what do you need to do to allow yourself to let go of the obstacles and manifest. This is about how are you going to manifest this. And she's following the sun to end the nightmare. And it's been it required a lot of patience is what's coming up. And temperance is devotion to your purpose on earth. And all of us have a purpose on earth, and the purpose is to be your best version, so that when you add your certain flavor to the soup of the universe, that you add something that really improves it. And this is speaking about devotion to what you came here to do with God. God's plan. We're all there's a big plan out there, a universal plan. And sometimes we feel like, oh, what's one person going to be able to do? But each and every one of us has a special place. Like you're unique, and you're unique for a reason. And you notice how with the Temperance card, there's a path leading to the sun. So this is a reward for being able to stay on your path and fight for this if you have to. And this is also, you notice she has 2 cups, so she's pouring one cup into the other, and she's got her right foot in the universal waters. That's what this is representing, the universal waters, the soup, and her own special path leading her to her destiny. That's pretty cool. On a new journey. So this is saying the never-ending nightmare is over now. I'm getting that's, and the universe, the blanket here has cosmic symbols on it, representing that the universe always has us covered. Sometimes when shift like this comes up, it'll be really intense. Having said that, without that intensity, there wouldn't be the spin, to be able to move this energy into a higher elevation, because I'm getting this was very quick. It seemed really quick, but it's been quietly percolating on the back burner. So the Fool is now off on his journey, her journey, and this is a whole new cycle that's happening, and it required patience, but now it's like, okay, you've been given the ability to be able to move forward now, and it's safe to move forward. Safe travels. Yes, and then we have the 9 of Cups. So the 9 of Cups represents like wish fulfillment. There's 9 cups there, and those 9 cups represent all of, like a lot of fulfillment in every area of life, not just like it's spiritual, and it's also earthly. And that's, the energy is just, it's generated, it's constant, there's a constant flow. So this person is very highly favored. Having said that, This is something they've been wishing for probably from the time that they were a child. And it's going to require focus. Energy flows where attention goes. So if this person, you see how it's the Queen of Wands here, and it's sitting on the competition, and then it's also on the wands. This is going to require focus. And you'll notice, like in the body language, the toes are pointed outwards. So this person's on a stage, and are these cups above the head, or are they behind him? And I feel like these cups are behind. This person's moving forward to become, this person's now become center stage, whether they want to be or not. And because of this, because of whatever this is, this information that came in. And you'll notice like the body language is weak on the bottom, like the energy is leaking. So this is saying you don't want to, when you're wishing for something, it means you don't have it. So keep that in mind, because many a race is lost in the last lap. You have to continue to keep your focus. And this energy makes the sign of an infinity symbol, which is a symbol for infinite possibility. But there is like protection over the heart here. So this is something that this person desires, and they need to remain focused. And even if they are put on center stage, they need to have the ability to be like the Queen of Wands and not get caught up in all this busyness. It's just like a lot of energy here. Look at all of a sudden we got all this energy here, and this is calm, right? So, yeah. This energy could cause a lot of burdens. But what this is saying, it's following, this is the Nine of Cups, and to get this 10th cup, which is ultimate fulfillment, these wands, all of this was a heavy burden, but you're almost there. You're almost there. Keep going. Don't lose your focus now. Don't get caught up in any drama, anything that doesn't belong to you. Steadfastly, you've planted these wands, and you've have the ninth wand here, and now this is the 10 of wands. All you have to do is bring it home. Just get that, I don't know, for some reason I'm seeing basketball. Get that ball in the hoop. And then we have strength. It's going to take courage to do so. And that's what this row is about. This is about having the courage to be able to face this energy and get what you want and not get caught up in the drama. So it's just, the answer to that question I'm getting clearly is focus, 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 focus. And then we have the card of strength is about integrity. And integrity is being true to yourself and also true to others. And she's facing her fears. This is a young woman facing her childhood and beyond fears. That's what the red lion here represents. And so she's putting her hand in the mouth of the lion, even though it's a dangerous thing to do. But the lion is now submissive, which means that this is a sign of meditation also. Really staying focused and meditating, being in prayer over, okay, what's happening here to receive this infinite potential. She has to face her fears, and probably daily or more than daily. And this is what's going to give her the courage to be able to get through all of this. And I'm getting that it's really not this energy that has to be courageous about. It has to be about her limiting beliefs from when she was a child. Because this quite often represents a wounded inner child that is healing. Yeah. And there's going to be contemplation, like, is this pentacle worth it? Like like all the work that this person has put in, they're contemplating. Was it worth it? Like, do I want to continue, or should I take this one pentacle and take the information, everything I learned from this, and focus on this one pentacle that this knight is bringing in, and then get to this point where you have like the 9. And so we'll see. Yes, I'm going to focus on this pentacle. It's a gift from the universe, from God. And it's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. So, you know, this reward is about material wealth on the earth, and also the wealth in the spiritual world. And this says, okay, this person has contemplated it since this information came in, and they are going to focus on that pentacle, and they're going to move forward in this newer way. The Page of Pentacles is actually the knight when they were younger. So in the old days, they would have pages from about the age of 7 to 14, and they would, you know, be messengers and do small tasks for the royalty, for the king, and deliver messages or whatever, and within the palace walls. Having said that, then when they grow up, if they were doing a really good job of that and they are up for promotion, then they can become a knight as long as they could afford a horse. So this feels to me like this knight, this is a dream, like something that they wanted since they were a child. And now this is saying everything, that dream that you had as a child, it let go of all of this. Don't worry about what's happening in the background. Focus, you know, use creative solutions. Focus to get this last cup, because you're almost there. Oh, there we go. Your hard work has paid off. So this is the only card in the Pentacles that the person is actually working on the actual pentacle. This is all about hard work and making money. This card is about how your hard work makes you money. And you notice we have like this energy here of these pentacles, and letting them go and starting to work on the new pentacle. And I feel like, oh, okay, this person might have been, okay, I was almost going to do this, and now, no, I'm taking this new pentacle, and that's what I'm going to work on. Really cool. So your hard work has paid off. Time to rest. Time to put it to rest. Like all this energy, fighting energy, not knowing what the truth was, all of that energy, the meditation and the prayer have helped enormously. The three swords are hung on the wall here, and the other one is laying at the feet. And this person's in a meditative prayer state. And there's like this church window in the background. This says Pax on it, which means peace. So this energy is like back down now to this. Doesn't mean that this part in the background isn't still happening. Just means that this person's at peace with it. Whatever. Like a teenager that's gone into their room and they're not going to clean it. They're going to rest. No matter how hard you try and get them to take action on something, they're not going to do it. And that's the energy that brings them then into the King of Pentacles. Sometimes it's better, and that's what Mercury retrograde teaches us. Sometimes it's better just to rest. So you have to know when to rest and when to move forward. And here we have the King of Pentacles then. So then this brings in this energy of real legacy, generational wealth, being really steady. The King of Pentacles is the most steady king in the minor arcana. The King of Pentacles is really admired for their ability to make money and also to enjoy money. And, you know, like go on adventures with money. That King of Pentacles recognizes that coin is a tool to be able to go on adventures, to be able to become who you know, like the Fool, like have an attitude of always wanting to learn more or whatever. And that's why they're so successful in business. They're good with coin, and they're also good with people. And you can count on them. That's the other thing. They're the most steady of all the kings. Yes, and this energy of being left out in the cold is coming up. So this hasn't always been this way for this King of Pentacles. There's been times where they've had their own struggles, but they've learned from it, and that's what this is saying, they've kept their focus, they've kept working towards the goal, like just kept their focus on the goal and didn't allow outside forces. This card quite often represents someone who has been left out in the cold and had to, you know, go it on their own. And there's all these snowflakes, and the snowflakes represent, you know, any person can handle a snowflake or two, but when a bunch of flakes pile up, it can collapse your inner, and it can break your inner boundaries, and it can cause you to lose faith in yourself, and to be like, the dynamics of that can cause you to not move forward with your goals. And sometimes this energy does come in because it's following the Ace of Swords, is that this would not have been a good time to move anyway. And you notice the Hermit has snow at the feet here, and then there's snow here. And what this energy is saying, eventually the sun is going to melt this snow. And if you've ever lived in Canada, you know what I'm talking about. It's like lazy dog owners who haven't been picking up from their dog all winter. When that snow melts, everything that they did and didn't do is exposed. And it's just, it smells bad, is what's coming up. If you've ever lived in Canada, you would know exactly what I mean. And so in the spring, sometimes you're like, whoa. And we have the World card then. So this actions, whatever this information was, it's changed the dynamic of this entire reading. It's changed the dynamic of your course. And it's you know, the Five of Pentacles is a card, like it's, you know, a card of change, a card of big shift happening. And it's also, you know, like exposing and also like evening things out, you know, because we have like 10 pentacles, like or like the king who's in control of all the pentacles. And now they're being redistributed is what's coming up. And this is a whole new way that the world is going, your world. It could be there's a lot of kings in here, like there's a lot of messages from kings and the queen. So this could, and from the Most High. So this could be a global event. And on a more personal level, it could be in your own personal world. And you just have to take that, you know, whatever frame of reference that is for you, take it in context. But yes, so all of these now, this is about the truth being spoken, being exposed, the smell, you can't deny it. And then the opportunities come in from this cup, like that was overflowing here. And notice that this peace dove is here. You know, this is about peace, Pax. So the letting this go and being in a different state of mind, having a different, this can also represent actually physically moving. This is the end of a cycle. The World is the very last card in the major arcana. And it talks about, okay, like that cycle is now over and this new one begins. So this card represents all these cups. There's 7 of them. They all have different opportunities in each cup. And opportunities are quite often disguised as challenges. So that's basically saying this, that, you know, facing these challenges, standing on your convictions, taking action when you needed to, knowing when not to take action, has paid off. This is like now, you notice like with the Queen, the silhouette, the dark silhouette is much smaller, and now the silhouette is much bigger. So there's been some expansion here, some opportunity, like a lot of opportunity here. Now the big problem is, and it's a good problem to have, is which of these opportunities are you going to focus on? Victory, the Six of Wands. So this can represent victory over the competition, and it can also represent victory because she's reining her horse in, and because she has been able to rein her emotions in, she's been able to take control of the situation and lead. And these people now, and there's 5 of them here, and she's got the 6th one. These 5, this competition is now, they might not like it, but they're going to have to follow her lead now. That's what that's saying. And the reason why is because she didn't involve herself in all this drama here, that they wanted her, you know, like she kept her focus, and she's, you know, she maintained focus to get these cups. And you notice how that's like right above this. Yeah, that's cool. And then we have the Lovers at the top. That's a second reading in the, I don't know, I've been doing a lot of readings. So, but in the last 2 or 3 readings, I think the Lovers was at the top. So this could be a continuation of that story. The Lovers represent 2 people coming together, or 2 sides of a person coming together. And we have the sun in the background. So this is this. I feel like this is like a gift, an offer of romance, of a partner that these 2 will work together to empower each other, or it's a coming together within yourself to empower yourself. Very, very cool reading. If we read from the bottom, from the past, going up to the top and back down, we have, okay, the Knight of Swords brings in a message that ends the never-ending nightmare or gives enlightenment to the situation. And then this is something that you've been waiting for, you've been patiently waiting for. And patience, this card is also, the Temperance card represents the horoscope sign of Sagittarius, which is Wands. So this has been something that you've been patiently waiting for, and Sagittarius is that energy is not known for being patient. So it's required a lot of ability to rein in your emotions. So a lot of inward reflection, looking at your shadow side, going into meditative prayer, then going to, that results in this King of Pentacles, which is the ability to produce this, manifest this, bring this into the third world, a victory. And it feels like it's between 2 people, or this person, your energy has come together and you feel whole. And it's bringing up all these opportunities. A whole new world is opening up. You're letting go of the past, and you're focusing on this one that's in between his feet. And it's taken a lot of courage, but you've shifted a lot of energy from your childhood fears, stood on your convictions, and, you know, knowing now what to give, what to take, when to give it, when to take it, when to rest, when to work, that kind of energy, having a lot of balance in your life now. So that's awesome. And I'm going to clarify this now, just to see, we can get a little more information here. I'm interested to see what comes up here. I'm using the cards from my oracle that I've been working on since 2007. Tales from the Vector, that's TAILS. So I started this in 2007. There was 64 paintings. I'm an artist, so I had a lot of fun with it. Big dragon paintings in the major arcana. And I've completed all the paintings in 2024, and I have been working with this for several years in smaller groups at fairs and also in seminars, but I didn't have the whole deck back then, and COVID kind of shut that down, the mandates. So now I'm out on the internet here with you guys. So thank you. You're allowing me to get the information I need so that I can complete this oracle and bring it out. I'm working on the cards. Everything's ready as far as the cards. It's the information to make sure that I have it clear. And we have the Tower clarifying this. So divorce, the worst divorce is from source. And that this is regarding this message. So a tower happened. A tower can be a strong thing or a weak thing, good or bad, depending on where you are sitting in this. It's a reality check. I feel like this energy here, it wasn't such, it was really challenging for some people and really beneficial for you. You know, and for the universe, actually, it's like an upgrade for the world is what I'm getting. And we have Shooting Star. So Shooting Star is all about this bottom line here, which is like your basic needs. And Shooting Star is about making a wish. And what I was talking about, like if you're making a wish, it means you don't have it. And so you don't want to get caught in this wishing loop. You want to keep your focus so that you can. And it looks like you did, so congratulations. And this is all about attitude. This has been coming up in the last 3 or 4 readings I've done. Attitude, attitude, attitude. You know, if you have a good attitude, then you can overcome anything. Yeah, pride. So I just feel like this is, you know, this is a karmic space that we can all fall into. We can become too proud to be able to make a change in our, you know, in the mental, or also like in matters of love, whatever. If our ego's been fractured a little bit, or, you know, stepped on a little bit, it can be really challenging. But this card also is about persuasion, which is a cat's purr has an extremely high vibration. And so being able to be in this place where you're willing to let your pride go and like let go of the embarrassment or whatever, and just keep moving forward. And then we have, yes, that's when the Magician comes in, the energetic upgrade. And this is sitting on this Knight of Pentacles and the Conception. So this is what is saying, it was the ability to keep a good attitude and not let your pride get in the way to be able to receive this blessing. And we have the Empress. So yeah, that elevated the position. It's interesting, we only have one queen in here and we have just one king, but we have a lot of messengers between the two of them. So that's kind of an interesting thing. And so the Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles together is a really good combination, because it's like fiery and passionate and at the same time steady. The Empress generates energy, like, and she does it effortlessly, like without worrying about it. So I'm just getting that the Queen of Wands has really stepped into that energy of allowing herself. And look at how, you know, the persuasion, she's got her little cat there. That yesterday, my little cat in the last reading jumped up on the table here and just about knocked all the cards off. She got so excited by the reading. She knows she's not supposed to do that, but she didn't care. She just stared at me through the rest of the reading and glared at me. So the Cancer energy is about the moon energy, like hidden aspects. It's also about someone, it's very emotional, the Cancer energy. It's kind of like that age of, adolescent girls that are very emotional. If you've ever raised daughters, you'll know what I mean. Or if you are a young woman and you've been in that energy, you understand what I mean. It's when someone is really trying to understand who they are, like their body's changing and the cycles are starting. That's what the moon energy represents. And so, it's very up and down energy. And you can either engage in what the battles or engage in life. And if you engage in the battles, you're probably going to become entrenched rather than engage. So you don't want to fight battles that don't belong to you and that are just drama. But the Cancer energy, young adolescent girls have a tendency to be a little bit that way, and that's where it's a lack of maturity about competition really is what causes it. And then we have that clarifying again with the moon, that this is, if you can discipline your mind, then you can have reckless abandon. And reckless abandon was my last reading. So this may be, I can't really remember right now because I'm in the zone, but it's basically saying if you can discipline your mind and remain focused on what you want rather than getting focused in a bunch of energy that it doesn't even have anything to do with you. It might have to do with your childhood. It might have to do with what you went through at this adolescent age, but it doesn't belong to you. And if you want to receive that cup, you have to, you don't want to be part of the tower of it not working out for you. You want this reality check from the tower to propel you forward. And we have, yes, moving into this young adult energy. Like recognizing, okay, I'm not going to behave like an adolescent. I'm a young adult now. I'm going to contribute to society. I can take the criticism, the analytical critique is very valuable because it allows you to be in a position where you can see, okay, where did I go wrong? What could I do better next time? And that's what we are here to do. The Earth is a giant school, a university of universal energies and how to handle them. And this Mercury is coming in. This energy is saying, like, just because Mercury is in retrograde, excuse me, doesn't mean that you aren't able to contribute or keep working towards your goals. It's simply saying, back away a little bit. And that's what I'm saying. Like this is past, present, future. So this could have happened to you in the past and you were able to maintain this. This could be happening right now. So this is advice. Don't get caught up in the drama like an adolescent girl or caught up in your emotions. Rein your emotions in so you can achieve your goals. And this might be happening in the future. So this is forewarning of that. Oh, suddenly my throat's closing. We have mother's worry. Mother's worry is a major accomplice. Like we've got this energy coming in. Mothers are taught to worry, but you may have noticed, like if you have ever laid awake at night worrying, excuse me. So someone's really worried. Whoa. And they haven't been able to talk about it. So this is a trigger for a lot of mothers of, the mother load. And recognizing that worrying isn't going to improve any situation. And that I'm just getting that in this message somewhere, if you're a mother and you're worried about your child, turn it over to God and allow the energy to play out. And, that you're better off if a mother can't believe in a good future for her child, then who's going to, right? So you don't want to add to your kids. You don't want to be the number one cause for worry. Like by worrying about your kid, you want to see them beautiful, healthy, happy, doing really well, that energy. That is also coming in from when you're a child. A lot of time, mothers are taught to worry and they didn't feel like they're a good mother if they don't. Yikes. The Gemini energy is creative solutions versus logic. So that's this energy coming in here over these swords. So you want to make sure. The Gemini is like kindergarten age, and there's Mercury again. And this is all about learning. Gemini is all about learning. So I'm getting, with all these wands here, this is ancestral and descendants. So this is generational. There we go. There's some energy from this karmic space that has been happening, and it's involved in this drama. It's affected the ancestors, and it's also affected the descendants. And so what's happening now is that's being cleared. When energetically, when people start coughing all of a sudden like that, it's because there's truth coming out, but it's not necessarily like my eyes are watering. It's just, whoa. It's like, okay, this energy is being cleared. It's a good thing. And especially because this is on what do you need to do to clear, to manifest this? What blocks are you going to have to overcome? And one of the big blocks is not getting into this wasted energy of worrying, and especially things that you have no control over. That's what this card also is indicating. It's like the serenity prayer where you understand what you do have control over. You have control over your emotions. You have control over whether you react or you don't. And you have control over whether or not you're going to remain focused on your goals and not get caught up in the drama. There we go. It's starting to clear now. There we go. So intent. That's another karmic space. Yes, so this is saying that, a mother's intentions when they worry aren't to make things worse. The intent is to make things better, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So a mother has a very strong connection to their children, and when they start worrying about their children feel it on some level, and that can cause worry in their children. So it's kind of about letting that energy die. Like when you catch yourself worrying, stop, quit thinking, and feel, what is this really about? That's when this energy comes in handy, because it might bring up emotions from when you were a child that are now being cleared. And that's what's happening right here. It's a really good thing. Like it's a strong energy. And look at this. We have the Lovers coming in over this, so this hard work for this pentacle and for these pentacles is also about love. This is clarifying this, and this could be love for yourself, love for your family, and it could also be romantic love. But this is saying that you're willing to put the work in to be able to control those emotions so that you benefit. You benefit yourself and your descendants, and your ancestors on the other side are like, woohoo, way to be. And then we have the Emperor. So the Emperor energy is about performance. I feel like this is less saying it's about a particular person. The Emperor is all four kings rolled into one person. So this is like the ability to make shift happen, to be able to be in control of your emotions, be able to produce on the third dimensional plane, be able to understand your spiritual self, and to heal, anything that's happened in the past, and use that energy instead of worrying about it. Use it to propel yourself forward. and have have the whole world a better place before it. And there we have it, the strength, the integrity to do so. And that's coming back. It's clarifying this. The reason why this new world has opened is because this energy, this is saying with these karmas cards, is it's saying that this karma is being cleared, not just for you, but for ancestors and descendants, which allows this energy of generational wealth. And generational wealth doesn't just mean coin. It means, happiness, like health, wealth, like it's material. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have love, it'll feel empty. You could have all the money in the world, and if your health is suffering and you can't do anything and go on adventures and stuff, then it falls flat. We have the Hangman, so that's about the balance in between this. So that's really cool. So this in between these lovers, right? For this energy to come together like this, it required going inward and having that balance to know when to go inward and when to take action. And also the integrity within yourself to recognize that you have some work to do on yourself to be able to get to that point where you can stay in your integrity to make shift happen. And what is the final word here? Yeah, denial. You don't want to be the queen of denial. What I don't know won't hurt me. So this energy coming up from childhood wounds or whatever, ancestral wounds, is being cleared by stepping into this power. So this is really beautiful because this is saying it's not just about, doing really well on the physical plane, but it's also doing really well on the spiritual plane. Really cool reading. I'm glad I can speak clearly again. I really enjoyed this reading. I hope you did also. Feel free to hit that like button if you did, and I would love to see you here more. Subscribe if you resonate. I will do another reading for you again tomorrow. Bye for now.